Help support Chris and Zach Attack by liking and sharing all of our content, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for all your latest video game news and updates. Hello friends, it's Chris.
It's Zach.
And welcome to the Chris and Zach Attack, the news.
The news.
I think it's episode like 6, 7, 8, 9,
8,
10.
9, 7, 8, 9.
We are live.
Coming at you.
Currently at you in a recording.
Currently live, but when you watch it, we won't be live. But we
are live to each other.
Live right now.
The day after WrestleMania 33.
Yes, sir. How was it?
Oh, it was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. There's a lot of high spots, a lot of low spots. The biggest spot being that the fucking Hardy Boys are back.
Boys.
And it seems that for those of you who are not wrestling fans, the Hardy Boys are they were part of the WWE, WWF back in like the Attitude Era, back in like 2000, 1999. They were like one of the top tag teams there. And I think the last time we saw either one of the Hardys was back in like 2009 or something like that. And they've been and since their departure from the WWE, they have been kind of all over the indie scene, mostly in the most direct competitor, which is TNA, Total Nonstop Action. And it's pretty cool because in TNA, Matt Hardy kind of created this whole new universe called the Broken Universe, and it's just this crazy take on wrestling. And it was like the freshest thing to come out of wrestling in a long time, and it was kind of a shame that it was on TNA because it wasn't really broadcast to a whole lot of people, but. Now they're back in the WWE after having left TNA for a while. They're back in the WWE, and it seems like they're bringing that universe into the WWE because Matt Hardy is doing this whole broken Matt Hardy, delightful thing with the crazy eyes and the smiling and the blonde streak in his hair. He looks really cool, but it was really cool seeing them come back because they came back with their old theme. They had a huge pop from the crowd. It was so cool. And then. Let's see. There was a lot of other stuff that happened too. I think both of the main titles changed hands. They weren't really spectacular matches, but the biggest thing was Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker, and everyone went in booing Roman. Roman Reigns is pretty much the guy who the WWE is trying to push to be the face of the company right now, and a lot of people are kind of backlashing on it. They're not liking him. They're booing him.
Yeah.
And he fought The Undertaker, and Undertaker is this obviously huge, like a veteran for 27-year veteran for the WWE, and he beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He's only the second person to ever beat him. The first person was Brock Lesnar a couple years ago. But after the match, everyone was booing Roman out of the building. But after the match, Taker's in the ring. He sits up. He puts his cloak back on that he came to the ring with, puts his hat back on, and then he acts like he's about to leave the ring, but he turns around and heads back to the middle of the ring. He starts to take off his gloves, and you just hear the fans just start chanting, "Thank you, Taker." Like, he's taking off his gloves, puts them on the mat, takes off his cloak, rolls it up, puts it on the mat, and then he takes off his hat in the fashion that he typically does, and he puts it on the mat, on top of that big pile, and he just leaves it there, exits the ring. It's very poetic. He walks up the ramp, and then during his entrance, he had risen up from the middle of the stage because he's had to have hip surgery recently, so he can't really get very far, and the stage was like 38 yards long. So, he rose up in the middle of the stage to walk down the ramp during his entrance, but when he was going back up the ramp, he gets to that spot, he throws his hand up in the air, and then he starts lowering down into the stage. Very symbolic, but poetic. It was pretty touching. Like that just pretty much signified that's his last match. He's now officially retired. So, yeah, it was pretty emotional after that part, but also it was pretty fun. Fun event.
So thumbs up to WrestleMania.
Thumbs up to WrestleMania.
Good.
I'm a huge wrestling fan.
Wrestling all over the place. No, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was good.
Yeah. So, what we got going on with the video games here?
What do we have going on? Well, we got Jak and Daxter coming back out for the PlayStation 4. I think they said Jak Daxter 1, 2, and 3, and then the spin-off racing game. The big thing is like this is the first time the racing game's being available digitally. So it came back in 2005. So that's been a lot of years before anyone's been able to play it. So being able to get it digitally is cool. They're going to be 1080p, so they're going to look nice and crisp. It's just nice to see older games coming back to modern consoles. You get the nostalgia. You get trophies if you're into that on the PlayStation 4. So you get to play some good games again.
Yeah, it's good.
I like it.
Yeah, it's good. Jak and Daxter, those were pretty good games. I think I played the first one a couple times, but I can't really remember much from it.
I played the original, the first one. I liked it. I mean, obviously, it's Naughty Dog. They're a great company. They've proven themselves to be like one of the best video game developers in the world with Uncharted. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting to see like where they evolved from. It's like, okay, Jak and Daxter, and then they moved on to other projects, but it's where they started. Well, a starting point for them because they did Crash Bandicoot and then Jak Daxter, and
yeah, good. I mean, yeah, good. It's gonna be a lot of fun playing those ones.
Yeah.
I think next we got let's talk about Diablo. So season 10's coming out.
Season 10 just dropped. I think it was a couple days ago. Over the weekend it dropped. So season 10, I mean, they do the typical season stuff. They reset you play a fresh character, you work through the season, you get new loot. You can't interact with all your old characters. So you're basically starting over fresh, 0 gold, 0 character progression. So you're starting over, playing through the game to get new loot. There's exclusive sets that come out in the season, so you can get cool loot, cool gear. They tweak skills here and there, and they tweak enemies and all that stuff. But Season 10 is interesting because it's the first season available on the consoles. So on PS4 and Xbox One, you can play seasons finally because it's been a long time no seasons because you could hack and like cheat the items in the console version. So doing that would break the season because you could just make like a really overpowered weapon and then shoot all the way up to the season ratings, and that'd be no fun. So it'd just be like a hack fest. So they fixed it. You can't hack. You can't dupe weapons. You can't do any of that junk. So you're actually legitimately playing Diablo 3 seasons. So, I mean, if you have it on, I mean, it's really cheap to pick up now. I mean, I've seen it for like $20. Get on the Xbox One or PS4 and play some Diablo. It's a great game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, they fixed a lot of the issues from the very first release of it. So
it's a completely different game now.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun to do with your friends. Good friend building experience.
Yes, sir.
All right. And then next we got Spider-Man. Marvel announced the Spider-Man PS4 exclusive. Will be headed to consoles, the PS4 console this year.
Yeah, sometime in 2017. I'm probably guessing holidays.
I'm guessing that too. Maybe. Well, when does Homecoming come out?
July.
Is it July? Yeah, I don't think it'll be that quick. If it was that quick, they would have released a trailer by now.
Something. They'd be pumping up the advertisement for that like crazy. I think July is just a little too soon, but this might be like the year of Spider-Man. So July, you get a Spider-Man movie, and then later in the year, you get a Spider-Man game. Yeah. If you're a Spider-Man fan, man, you're loving life right now. Spider-Man all the time.
And it's being helmed by, was it Insidia?
Insomniac?
Insomniac, was that it?
I think so. Yeah. They're the company that did, like, I think they did Sly Cooper. They did, like...
They did, not Jak and Daxter. Hang on, I had it right here.
Yeah, I think it's Sly Cooper. The Insomniac. Or maybe... See, I missed out on like that exclusive PlayStation era. Like I didn't play any of the Sly Cooper games.
Ratchet and Clank.
That's it.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, it's yeah, they did Ratchet and Clank. Obviously, it's a great series. So this is like their first foray. Marvel is doing a thing. Basically, what they did with the movies is like we're gonna license out a bunch of our IPs, Spider-Man, all that stuff, and then we're gonna let companies make video games off of them, and we want the games to be good. So I mean, that's why you're seeing like Square Enix with the Avengers, Spider-Man at Sony, because Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man. But yeah, I mean, you might see other Marvel properties pop up here and there and some good games instead of just like the crappy. Because years ago, it was just crappy movie tie-in video games, and they're just junk.
Yeah,
so I mean, like
they usually do shit. Like
and
a lot of them would like. I just remember in particular, James Bond had a lot of movie tie-in games.
Yeah.
The only successful one being GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, GoldenEye is classic, but I mean, yeah, that one was Rare back in the day. I mean, Rare proved themselves to be like they're a good company. But yeah, I mean, after that and before that, I mean, nothing like tie-ins to movies. I mean, it's like any like you play like an X-Men game, they're probably not good. I mean,
I mean, I think there was one X-Men game that was good. It was like a fighting game, but that was decent.
There's like an X-Men style game similar to like Ultimate Alliance, like back I think on like a PS2. It was like it was that style, like it's an RPG like style like beat 'em up action game, but that was like a standalone thing that was just created like specifically for like to be in a video game. It wasn't like a Spider-Man tie-in or like I don't know. They're mostly bad. So we might start seeing, oh wow, actually like Batman's not the only good superhero video game anymore. Like we're actually getting some legitimately good superhero games now instead.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean that's good.
They just need to make a good Superman game now.
Superman.
That'll never happen.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we'll just have to look forward to like Injustice being the only Superman game. Like you get to play Injustice, you get to fight a Superman. That's it. Be happy and shut up.
Yeah. Actually, there was one. They're pretty much like three superheroes that come to mind that had good games. It's Spider-Man. He had the 2 Spider-Man games on the PS2.
Spider-Man 2.
Well, yeah,
for
Spider-Man
like the PlayStation 2.
But I was thinking of the original Spider-Man game on the PlayStation.
Like the sides. Oh yeah. Like the open world style one where you'd like jump on. Yeah. I played that one.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
It had Venom, it had Carnage at the end, it had like Carnage mixed with Doc Ock as the last boss.
Yeah, I mean, I remember playing I never had the game, but like they would send out those like free demos and I would always get those, and like it's only a part of the game. Obviously, it's a demo, but I remember playing the crap out of that demo and just like jumping on rooftops, and you'd like fall. Because they didn't render like the ground or anything, so it's just like the rooftops. You just like fall and then die if you like missed a jump.
Yeah, pretty much. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Ultimate Alliance was the next one I was thinking of too. And then Batman, obviously. Arkham.
So hopefully we're in a golden age of legitimate
superhero video games.
Legitimately good ones, not just crappy tie-ins.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, I like it.
Next we got Mad Catz.
Yes, Mad Catz.
So Mad Catz is a third-party controller. They usually made the those kind of crazy third-party controllers that you would see like over at GameStop. You know, if you have the controller section, and then the GameStop guy would be like, "Hey, you should get this one. It's on sale," and it'd more than likely be at Mad Catz.
It's Mad Catz, and then like towards. I guess not like recent, but like the last like 5 years of their Mad Catz life, they got into like gaming, other gaming, like mice, like pro gaming mice, headsets, keyboards, flight sticks. So I mean, they did pretty much any kind of controller gaming accessory you can think of. But they made a bad deal. They did a deal with Rock Band 4. Harmonix is the creator. They basically went all in on this guitar on Rock Band 4.
Yep, and this was earlier.
This was like 2 years. 2 years ago.
Yeah.
2015, they made the deal. The game came out. It sold way lower than expectations. They were expecting this to be another, like, the triumphant return of, like, the music style games. It just wasn't. It sold way less than they were hoping. Obviously, Mad Catz was, like, responsible for doing everything for this game. They made all the controllers. So you think, okay, they're going to make a ton of controllers. Like, I mean, these are, like, guitars and, like, I mean, they're, like, these
guitars, the drum kits, the microphones.
They're big. So, I mean, they cost money to make all those. And if you make way too many of them, you're going to lose a ton of money when the game doesn't sell and people just aren't interested in it. And that's what happened. So 2015 it came out. 2016 they had a bunch of layoffs in 2016, almost a year after Rock Band, and they just haven't been able to catch up. So they've been selling off their assets and liquidating everything.
Yep,
so.
And now just recently, it's broken out that they have actually just now filed for bankruptcy. So
yeah. So I mean, you might see the Mad Catz. I mean, you might see someone buy Mad Catz and just like rebrand it as something. I mean, you never know. They had a ton of assets. I mean, they owned a bunch of like. I mean, they still have like. I mean, were making these things like headsets, keyboards, and all these accessories. So you never know. I mean, I think I saw Logitech bought like one of their one of their lines. So like Logitech bought like I think it was like a flight stick. So Logitech basically bought the rights to that flight stick, so they own it now. So I mean, companies are interested in it. So
yeah, I mean they did make some good controllers back in the day. I bought a couple. So
yeah, I mean it's like that was like back in the day. It was like okay, you get the crappy Mad Catz controller, and your friend gets like. You go to your buddy's house and it's like, here's your Mad Catz. You're just like, you fucker, like you're giving me this piece of shit controller. Like,
yep.
But yeah, I mean,
I would do that to my friends too.
Yeah.
Like, here's this one. Oh, what the fuck is this?
I had two Mad Catz controllers for my PlayStation 2. They were like, okay, so the PlayStation controller was like a size. It was fine. But the Mad Catz was like 3 times bigger for some reason. So it was just like this bulky PlayStation 2 controller. Like the buttons weren't even in the right place. And I was like, what is this thing? So I had 2 of those because I think I got a special. So whenever someone would want to play like a 2-player game, I was like, you take this.
Yeah, there was one that they made, I believe, that had like
they had like the turbo buttons and stuff.
Yeah, it had the turbo buttons. Like you would set a sequence and then you hit that button and it would repeat that sequence pretty much. So like if you were playing a fighting game, you hit that button. And, if you're Ken or Ryu, it's a Hadouken, pretty much. Yeah. Like every single time. Like, how are you doing this? By pressing one button. It's like,
because the companies that, like, the first-party controllers, like Microsoft, the ones that Microsoft, Sony, and, like, Nintendo makes, they don't have, like, any special things to them. Like, you can't do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Mad Catz was, like, the only ones that did that. And they were actually, like, really big into the fighting stick, like joystick fighting stuff towards the end of their lives. Like they're really big into like customizing like fighting pads and all that stuff. So they actually did do that pretty heavily.
Yep.
So they're pretty specialized. I guess it's sad to see them go because I mean they were branching out to other things. I mean their quality of their products really went up. I mean they're actually making like legitimately good controllers, keyboards, mice, and all that. So I mean they were like a good brand, but they just made some bad deals and. Just,
the thing is in a gaming world today, if your name's not Razor or Steel Series,
it's a lot of competition.
Yeah, Razor and Steel.
Yeah,
Series,
name recognition.
It's pretty much it. Logitech's kind of doing its best to keep up with it, but it's,
I mean Logitech. I like them. I like Logitech. I mean, they have webcams. Obviously, I'm using the Logitech webcam right now. So, I like Logitech. Quality stuff, so I mean, maybe they can... I mean, they'll stick around. I mean, there's just a lot of competition. Mad Catz maybe had a history of making cheap controllers, and then they just couldn't ever get rid of that reputation. They couldn't kick it, so that kind of followed them to their grave, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we'll see what happens, see if any of their stuff gets picked up. Probably will, but...
Yeah, oh yeah.
But as of this recording, tomorrow tonight.
Tonight, yeah, I think it's 9 o'clock here in LA, 12 o'clock on the East Coast.
Persona 5.
Woo!
US release.
Finally.
Yes.
Finally, Persona 5. I'm hyped.
You're excited, I know it.
I bought it. I pre-downloaded on my PS4. I'm ready to go.
You gonna to get that streaming going, or?
Yeah, I'll probably, because I have to work tomorrow at really early, so probably not tonight. I probably won't stream it tonight because I'll only be able to do it for like an hour or so. But I'm hoping Tuesday night, because I don't have to work Wednesday. So Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm hoping to stream later, maybe play for a little bit longer, do a little bit longer. So yes,
perfect,
sir.
All right,
excited.
And then where can they catch you streaming, sir?
Oh yeah, I got to figure that out. I'm ZachAttack 4131. That's my streaming on
and that's on Twitch, right?
Twitch TV, twitch.tv, ZachAttack 4131.
Yes, sir.
That's when I'll stream under.
And if you get confused, just head over to mine. I'll more than likely be hosting them. I think I have on auto host. That mine is twitch.tv/ChrisAndZach, or no, SpiderMajorCool.
Yes.
It's at the end of our videos. You'll figure it out.
I have like for some reason I have like 3 different Twitch accounts. I don't know how this happened. I don't know why, but I have like 3 different Twitch accounts because it's like, oh, sign in. I was like, oh, sign in. It's like wrong password, wrong email.
Yeah,
I'll make a new account. So I have like
whatever.
3 Twitch accounts for. I have no idea. I'll figure it out.
Well, I'll help you out later here too. Anyway, I think that's it for today. Thanks to everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching the video.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And follow us on Twitter, ChrisAndZachAttack. Follow us on Instagram, ChrisAndZachAttack. And follow us on Twitch, SergeantMajorCool,
ZachAttack 4131.
and ChrisAndZachAttack, the join community channel.
That's us.
And thanks for watching. Everything you do will help us rise to the top.